Let's get nuts.
Oh, it's far too late for me. It's far too late for me. There we go. Yay, it's working. Hooray. And hopefully I can hear some audio. That'd be stellar too. There we go. All right, okay, cool. Hey, look, it's another day with technical difficulties. Go figure. Who would have thunk it? Ah, well. Happy Sunday. What's going on, my dudes and dudettes and thems and theys and happy squirrels and meerkats and all of the above? What is... Huzzah! What is a shakin'? Hang on, I'm just gonna kick that on. There we go. Yay! Alright, Discord is cooperating with me again today, too. Yay! Points! Look at all the points! So many points! What's the point? Well, according to that, 980. I guess. Swanky. What's up? How's your Sunday going? What's shaking, all y'all? I'm going to try and be as energetic as I possibly can today. Once again, it's another case of I forgot my meds for a couple of days. So, I took them again today, and now they got me feeling like, ugh. Because... Yay, for meds. Fuck. It's Monday morning and I have to work soon. That's true, future man. That is true. Well, I hope your Monday morning is going well. And how about the rest of y'all? Where's the bleeding point? Oh my god. That was terrible. Absolutely horrid. I love it, don't get me wrong, but it was horrid. Well, today's episode of I'm Just Gonna Sit Here and Talk has been brought to you by Lyrica. It'll fucking numb ya. Because apparently that's what it'll do. Hellos! Hello! Still trying to fully wake up. And starting on homework for the term that starts tomorrow. Fair enough. Fair enough. I see there's I noticed there was a handful of you hanging out in the mentor chat there. I was going to pop in a little bit ago, but then it occurred to me that my wife is coming home in a couple of hours, and I just had to finish cleaning up a little bit. I had to get Jasa to go and... because she slept in the bed, so I had to get her to clean that up. Did actual grocery shopping the first time in a while. Wow. I only say wow because when you said that, I immediately thought of the last time I opened my fridge, which was like half an hour ago, and how bare it is right now. That's the downside, in my opinion, of getting paid once a month, right? Because I do, right? I'm on disability and I only get paid once a month. I get paid at the very, very beginning of every month. So I have to, we have to somehow, you know, stretch that out over the course kind of thing, right? My wife gets paid twice a month, thankfully. She used to get paid, I think, once a month, though. But I mean, still, you know, you get the big chunk at the beginning to pay the rent or whatever. And by the end of the month, you're like fucking living bare bones. It's not a good time. It's my 2-year anniversary. Is that today? Shut up. That's not today. Is that really today? I would check, but I have no powers. Oh, no, wait. That's not true. I could just click on your name. Well, fuck me, it is too. September 24th. Look at that. Hey, happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Have a nursing me. Words are hard. Over him lately, I was going by sister pickup only. That's how we do it. Right? In ideal situations, that's how we do it. The wife will make the order while she's sitting at her desk at work. And then either she will stop and get it on the way home, or she will slot it for later that evening and she'll make me go and do it. Whatever. But I feel you. I totally feel you. There's not much I hate more than Walmart. And I had to do that the other day, and I had to do it without any headphones. It's funny, it really does not occur to you how much you can actually hear when you go into a place like that, right? Like how much you have been suppressing it. And again, speaking for myself only. But how much I had been pushing that down and ignoring that for so many years, right? Nowadays, if I go in there with at least a bare minimum without a pair of loops, holy God, man. Like, staying on track in that place and getting things done, just out the window. Because, like, I can hear all of the lights and all of because the place is so big, people talking and the beeping of, the registers and whatnot, and how it reverberates through the place, and it's just like, oh, my brain wants to, like, flush itself down their disgusting bathroom toilets. Anyway, that's a great way to start. I only had one thing on my list today that I wanted to talk about, and it was not that. But here we are. Oh, too funny. Yeah, overstimmed going to Walmart. Nope. Just all of the nope. I'll pass, thank you. Don't know how typicals do it. Yeah, no shit. Lavender is here, and Shay is here. Freezing constantly? Yeah, that's a thing that Shoost and I think, need to have a conversation about that. Like, that's, Jay doesn't mod on Kick anymore because he won't use it for that same reason, right? It's infuriating, and I get it. I've only ever had it actually happen to me once. In 50 years. So, fair enough, right? Yeah, with hearing aids for the first time? Yeah, I could see that. Actually, that's another thing that I was thinking about, too, is after I give myself a little bit more rest and allow myself a chance to recover a bit, sorry, these were random thoughts that I, like, just had, like, 10 minutes ago, so I didn't really get a chance to write them down. Alright. Write it down, blasphemy. I know. Because I have the mind of a steel trap. It happens to be a Shark Tank trap, one with holes in it the water constantly leaks into and spills everything everywhere, but a steel trap, I tell you. It's a power failure. How much noise a fridge fan makes, right? Lists are for suckers. That's right. I will agree partially with your point there, that lists, yes, are for suckers. Because if there's more than about between 2 and 5 things, depending on the day, if there's more than that, none of it gets done. Yeah, there can only be a limited number of things on there. Yeah, that eerie silence. I had that. Okay, so when I was working in my last job before the pandemic, I was a graphic designer for a whole bunch of the local area newspapers, right? And the office that we were in had this air conditioning unit that it was just like so fucking loud, right? But if it wasn't on, the silence in there, like my tinnitus went through the roof if that thing wasn't on. It was just, But like you kind of tuned it out when it was on, but then when it shut off, no, you knew it wasn't there. because it was like you could hear like the groans of the dead. It was terrifying. You get 3 things. That's right. If I forgot it, it must not have been important. I've been telling myself that forever, and my wife will tell me otherwise. Yeah, if you forgot, it's not that it wasn't important, it's that because you forgot. Whoopsie. It is pretty amazing what your brain can tune out. What's even more frightening is what it can pick up. And the fact that I didn't realize how much electricity I can hear. Right? Like over the years it had gotten worse and worse and worse to the point where, you know, if I go into a place like Best Buy or something, which I love Best Buy, don't get me wrong, Houston and I, that's our little escape, right? That used to be our ritual when he would drive all the way up here. Now he lives here, so it's not such a big deal, but, you know, we would go into a place like that, and we kind of had like a focus on what kind of stuff we were looking for. Outside of that, if my wife and I go there, the last time we went there was to get her phone upgraded, and it was too much. I had to leave. I know where the PA mixer is. Sometimes the music is very hard to hear. You'll become noseblind to smells that you recognize as potentially harmful. Interesting. So something like sulfur, or I did not know that. That's one that I had not looked up or anything, so I don't know. Well, come on, body, stop it. Ow. After an injury, I came back to the office. They changed the lights to LEDs. Thought I was in the twilight zone because the fluorescent hum was gone. Everybody thought I was crazy because I could notice a difference. The fluorescents are the worst, aren't they? The absolute worst. God, I can't handle those. Just that constant buzz. And like even there are some people, I learned along the way, there are some people that don't notice that flicker that it does. Huh, how can you not see that? The chemical that they add to natural gas, really? I did not know this. I'll have to take your word for it. Change in frequency and TV. Oh, those are the worst too. Or when they're doing, actually I noticed this playing Starfield. You can tell where, and maybe it's a combination of that and the amount of audio work that I've done over the years, but you can tell when the voice actor recorded it either at a different time or in a different studio, because like there's something in their voice that changes. It's like certain frequencies in their voice changes, right? They're speaking the same way, but you can tell like either the reverb is different or the recording method is different or something, right? Most people don't notice flicker. So I've heard. See, I can't see it. I see the flicker constantly. It fucking drives me batty. But yeah, the change in frequency when the TV changes scenes, yeah. I've heard that all my life. And I mean, it wasn't until a couple years ago that, I was not made to feel like I was a little loopy in the cabeza, Turn down the master volume because the phone pager channel is too low. The phone pager channel? Sometimes in echoes, sometimes not. Yeah. Something like that. There's one phone that does wicked feedback. You kind of lost me at phone pager channel. I'm not sure what you mean there. Commercial playing, you hear the speaker change frequency constantly. Yeah. Yeah. I hate that. It's funny. I'm glad you brought that one up. That's one that I wouldn't think about. Oh, okay, yeah. I get it now. Like when they're on the phone, blah, blah, blah. Okay, yeah. Liquid cleanup in aisle 7. Gotcha. Okay. See, we were talking about TVs, so I associated channel with that, and I'm like, how do phone pagers get their own channel? TV's on mute. Yeah. Yeah, you can even hear it then. It's fucking crazy is what it is. First playthrough done. Hey! Excellent. Excellent. I am on... Which one am I on? Am I on 5? Yeah, I'm on 5. So now I've slowed down, right? I started building my outpost. I was talking with Chris about building outposts and whatnot, and I got my one outpost. Yeah, we say intercom here. Yeah. We were talking about outposts. I was building my outpost. I caught up on a couple of videos about connecting the cargo links or whatever. So I'm gonna try that out. Good tune. So yeah, I'm gonna try that out. Try out the cargo links and see if I can, do a whole bunch of money right there. I just have to find a place where they can, buy all of the shit and not run out of money. I'm totally not jealous. I'm sorry. She's jealous that Dan has his first playthrough done. He's on to the New Game Plus. That's okay, Mama. You can do it. I can also use phones when they're on separate channels on the mixer. Ah. Indeed. Sorry, I'm just... Now I'm picturing the wiring, the routing of the wiring for that, because you said mixer, and now, yeah. Spending too much time thinking about that lately. Num-na-num. Num-na-num-na-num. Yeah, everyone at their own pace, that's right. Of course it does, why wouldn't it? Of course it does. Oh yeah, speaking of, so yesterday, yeah, my hope was to, get some some chaotic Starfield on Twitch going yesterday, and my body was just not having it. So there is that. I was having a discussion with somebody in Town Square about it, and I kind of came to the realization, on top of everybody else kicking my ass, about just how thin I have been spreading myself. Admitting it. I hate admitting it. Got distracted with side missions. Oh, that's a topic I want to touch on too. But yeah, how, spreading myself so thin, and especially as of late with, new beds and forgetting to take them. Not beds, meds. Fucking thing. Whatever. And forgetting to take them, and then remembering to take them, and yeah, body just not real happy as of late. So there's that. So I'm doing my best to actually try and take care of me. Yes, not Dad's meds. You stay out of Dad's meds. You've got your own. It's true, she does. I made her take them today, because yesterday was a little chaotic, and I'm okay with that for the most part, because it was just her and I. But by the end of the day, it was like uber chaotic, so... Yeah, well, that's why I explained it. I thought you said beds, too. You know what? I very well could have sounded like that, because with the minor change in weather and it getting colder, I find that, and maybe you guys can hear it, I find that I'm a little stuffier, and the neighbor just mowed his lawn so I'm allergic to grass and whatnot, right? So he just mowed his lawn like an hour or some ago. So I think maybe I'm kind of dealing with that a little bit because I am feeling a little extra stuffy right now. So hey, maybe that's what my nasal cavity decided it was going to push out instead of the word meds. You ever had a feeling you just listened to a song? No side missions, just straight through, 35 hours. Nice. Nice. Yeah, the first time through, I tried really hard not to get... That's fine, jump over to YouTube. The first time through, I tried really hard not to get too distracted by the side missions. Right? I wanted to... That's very much how I play, is I want to know the story. I want to know as much of the lore and whatnot as I can, right? Which is where stuff like the side missions come into it. But I want to know a lot of the main story, so I try and hammer through the main story as quick as I can, kind of thing, and then come back and, you know, once you're done the main story, in any other game like this, at the end, then I would have come back and just done the side stuff. But because the new game plus element, it's very different. So, yeah. That's a plus, right? Sure it is. Gotta head to work. Alright, Siege. Side mission is where the heart of the game is, yes. Which is on my current playthrough. Which is number 5. I'm sure it's number 5. On my current playthrough, that's all I'm doing now. I'm trying to do as little of the main as I can, except to advance to where I can get all of the companions, or all the main companions, which I have now done that. So now I'm just going to be like, okay, we'll stop there. And now I've got, you know, I'm setting up my outpost now, or I'm setting up one main one. I'm going to try and set up a couple of other ones. And like I said before, do that, the cargo link. I'm going to try and set that up so that way I can make some more money. I started being a little bit more of a thug in this playthrough. I decided that my character, Zalus, needed to have a side effect of the new game plus. That's all I'm going to say about it. But I decided to take him to enhance and give him a restructure. So I turned Zalus into Zarina, who is a non-binary, and so now I am playing with them, and just kind of enjoying that a little bit. Any of the pictures that you see in the new Starfield, it's down in the Nut House area, in my area, in the Discord. So make sure that you have rave squirrels, otherwise you're not going to be able to see it. But any of the pictures that you're going to see in there, they're going to be of my character Zarina. So yeah, anybody who is playing Starfield, by the way, we did, because we were talking about it, I think it was in VC the other day, we were talking about sharing some of our pictures, and that's why I said to Shoes, hey, you want to set up a channel there for that? And, you know, just pictures we can share, non-spoiler pictures, obviously, we don't want to go spoiling anything for anybody, but if you find that, you know, because the game is so fucking beautiful, admit it, it is totally beautiful. So if you get yourself a wonderful scenery shot or something, and you want to share with everybody, please do. I love seeing those, some of the great screenshots. Or if you have a new ship you want to show off or something like that, right? Something you built and you're all proud of. Share the pictures. I want to see them. Because I think they're fantastic. But back to what Roxy said. Yes, I 100% agree with you. Side missions are totally where... Yeah, okay. Are totally where the heart of the game is. And that's why I'm pushing that. But anyway, yeah, so... My character, I started being a little bit more of a ridiculous one in this. I guess I'm not really spoiling too much here, but the first mission you get in Aquila City, the one where you have to, like, you know, stop the bank thing or whatever. After that, I took my character down into the vault area, and I robbed all of them. I robbed all of the deposit boxes And then I sold them to the, where the fuck did I sell them? The trader, or the, why is their name eluding me now? The trade whatever. Yeah, I sold them all to them in the well. Yeah, the trade authority, yeah. I sold them all to the trade authority. So I robbed the entire, the whole bank. I robbed all of the safety deposit boxes. Yeah, so I'm getting a little less skeptical. I guess I'm not going to take the goody two shoes approach on this one. More of a maybe more of a chaotic good. This one, I guess, maybe, or maybe, you know, I don't know. Definitely not lawful, that's for sure. What's your best gun and why is it the Ruin Inflictor? It is not. My best gun was... What is my current? The current one that I have that I really like right now is... it's a scoped Equinox, is what it is. Happy Sunday, James. How are you doing? Yeah, my current favorite one is the scoped Equinox. I only just started doing mods on weapons. I can't do them very well because I need to up my skill game in that before I can put any points on it. Because my last playthrough, I ran through so quick that I ended up getting like, you know, 4 or 5 levels. So I was sitting on a whole bunch of skill points, but I didn't really have... I mean, I could have opened new skills and whatnot, but I knew exactly where I wanted to place them, kind of thing. I just hadn't had the skills built up in order to put the point there, right? So I was sitting on like, I think I'm still sitting on like 3. But yeah, I was sitting on like between 5 and 8 for a while. It's like, I can't really do anything with these. I mean, I could, but I didn't want to. So yeah. But yes, definitely looking forward to getting back to that a little bit tonight. And, what am I going to do tonight with that? Yeah, probably set up the cargo links. Get that shit going. I just built myself another new ship. Patrick's Ways approach. I'm nice until it's time to not be nice. Helps my empath skill. Nice. Very nice indeed. Yeah, I think this one is, you know, kind of leans a little bit more towards the good, but definitely more of a selfish. I think if you, outside of like the D&D alignments, there was a tabletop game that I used to play a long time ago. It's based on the Palladium rules, and they had 2 types of good alignments, and then there wasn't neutral because they didn't believe in a neutral, but they believed in a selfish, right? So you had... What did you have? Principled? Fuck, now I can't remember. Anyway, there were 2 good alignments. There were 2 selfish alignments. And then there were 3 evil alignments. Right? Diabolical would have lined up more with the chaotic evil. There was one that was a bit more of a neutral. And there was one that was a bit more of a... the lawful evil kind of thing. But yeah, so I would say that like the selfish ones that they had in that game were unscrupulous and... Fuck, what was it? Damn it, now I want to look these up. Because it kind of lines up with... Palladium... alignments. I have the... Okay, there we go. Okay. Actually, yeah, let's share this. If I get the damn thing to... Not captions. Not generally. Why do I always do that? I always fucking color it different. Is that the captions? Okay, here we go. That's the one. Alright, so yeah, this was the game that I used to play. Okay, so the good alignments were principled and scrupulous. That's what it was. The selfish alignments, unprincipled and anarchist. Right? So, for the most part, my character is kind of leaning in here. I'm not sure which way. And then for the evil, there's miscreant. There's aberrant. Which aberrant was like the, you know, the bad guy with the honor. The code of honor, right? He'll always keep his word to you, but he's still a bad guy. And diabolical. Yeah, will fucking just, you know, worry about themselves kind of thing. Miscreant was kind of like middle of the road. But yeah, I think if anything, my character right now might be leaning probably more to the unprincipled than anything. Maybe. I don't know. In there somewhere anyway. Thanks for the reminder of the donate, by the way. All the way at the top there, you'll see it. I'm still looking for trying to upgrade my hard drive so that I can get all of this shit done and get back to fucking writing music and whatnot as I listen to one of my tunes. You line up with Palladium. You're a Palladium. Taking a break from it. My brain hurts. Oh, what? Are you talking because of the story, Dan? Oh, just wait, man. Just wait. Like, they weren't kidding when they say when the game is over, that's when it begins. True story. True fucking story. Anyway, what do we got here? There's some weirdness going on with my current run because for some reason a few of the weapons are not dropping any better than refined despite high enough level for advanced to show up. Consider changing your level of difficulty. If you up your level of difficulty for a little bit, or, you know, for a drop, then it'll drop the higher ones, and then you can set it back to normal or whatever you normally play at. That was a tip that I had heard. There we go. Dan, if you want to talk about it later, I'm down to talk about it later. Because, yeah, that... I want to say I was half right when I was guessing, when I found out about the whole New Game Plus thing, and when they said it doesn't, you know, when the game starts, or when the game ends, that's where it starts. I had a couple of theories, and I was partially right, so I'm happy about that. Bong, bonga, bonga, bong. Hey, look at that. The caption started. Stopped. Wow, words. By the way, if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you give that like button a little smash there for me, will you please? Appreciate ya. Just want to help out Daddy Algorithm a little bit. You know how it is. But yes, this here, trying to get myself a brand new solid state hard drive where I can move all of my music and gaming stuff and organize this shit better and not have to worry about a dysfunctional M.2 slot, which has been increasing the number of times that it's crashing on me again. So I'm just like, oh, fuck's sake. Let me more questions than anything. That's fair. That is totally fair. I will say, okay, and this is without spoiling, as best I can. So my last run through number 2, okay, was one because I did the first one as usual, and then I went through 2, and then I kind of expanded a little bit on what I was doing, so a little bit more of the side stuff and blah blah blah. And I started on the outpost thing a little bit, and I got more into building my own ships and blah blah blah. I settled down. I married Andreja. And I found, and okay, saying this out loud makes me realize just how fucking nerdy it really is. But I actually kind of got attached to her character. Like, the way that she is written. She's a very complex companion. And I totally appreciate that. And I had such a hard time finishing playthrough number 2, knowing that I was going to lose her, essentially, as a wife, right? I actually had some fucking feelings about that. And on the last, because the next couple of run-throughs, I just went hard on the artifacts and the temples. That was it. I didn't worry about the companions. I didn't do anything. I just hammer, hammer, hammer. So 3 and 4, I didn't worry about it. Now on 5, where I've slowed down and decided I'm gonna, do all of the side stuff. And was it last night? I think it was last night. I did the one where you go and get Andreja, and I had that feeling of, and I was really hoping that the conversation would give me an option to say something to the effect of, like, I've missed you, kind of thing, right? And I kind of pulled myself back from that, gave my head a shake, and went, you are a fucking nerd. Just like the way that I had connected to this fucking fictional character, right? Please tell me I'm not the only one who does this. Please help me out here. If I'm the only one that does this, I need to bring this up with my therapist. I think we've done all of the faction missions now at least once. Gonna run through the pirate again. Actually do the main story again. Play through just to see what the NG Plus dialogue options are. Angie, I believe you were saying last night in chat that, or in Town Square, about the dialogue options. I wish there were more of them, but the ones that they do have in there are pretty fucking sweet. But the fact that they have them in there, I was just like, yes, 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 and yes. It's some feelings about leaving Sarah behind in my first renter. Yeah. Should know by now. It's written to do that. Yes, it is. Well, it was good writing. Like, don't get me wrong. I went through, on my first playthrough, I went through Sarah's story, right? I didn't end up hooking up with her as a companion or as a partner or anything. But, like, her story, her individual story, is pretty good, right? It's pretty good. Don't get me wrong. It's just, I think I like Andreja's better, and I find that, and maybe it's the fact that, I swear to God, she's written as autistic. She has to be. I swear that she is. And maybe that's where I'm finding more of a connection with that character, that writing. Trolls, what are they good for? That's right. No, it's just, I'm loving it. I'm really, really, really enjoying going through this game. Absolutely loving it. I have not had as enjoyable a gaming experience since probably vanilla and the first 2 expansions of Star Wars: The Old Republic. Yeah. And then after that, I just fell out of it and haven't had a chance to get back into it, and yeah, now I know nothing. And I feel bad because I'm such a fucking nerd that way, but I guess also it doesn't help that Disney rewrites everything about it. So I'm taking Vasco this time. There's one that I have not done. Like, I mean, yeah, I took him along a little bit. He's pretty amusing, except when he's standing directly in your fucking way. I don't know who I'm gonna focus on this time around, honestly. I haven't thought that far ahead yet, and that's okay. I'm good with that, because I'm content with just working on the outposts and doing a little shipbuilding and shit like that. Hello, Belle Marys, how are ya? But yeah, like I said, I hadn't thought that far ahead. I almost said I almost fought. I hadn't fought. I didn't fought. I can't speak. Words are hard. Where's that button when I need it? Anywho. Oh yeah. The one thing that I did want to bring up and discuss, which I guess we can do in a bit, because it's not pressing, and I'm really enjoying this conversation we're having right now. Ha! And the background music, but, you know, that's me. What do you mean I'm too quiet? Shut up, web captioner. Bring my headphones down a bit. There we go. Got to run with you this time. Not sure I'm going to go so far as romance of this run through. Might wait until 5 or 6. For when I decide it's going to be the last one, might be 6, because that's one of the highest level ship. I was thinking about it. Shoes and I were talking about it. If anything, I would push to 8. But there is a very, very specific reason for that, which I'm not going to get into. Yeah, if anything, I would push for 8. Because, I mean, if I sat down and just hammered the artifacts and the temples again, I could probably do it in 2 or 3 hours. Okay, Angie, honest answer is the suit design. That's it. That's all I'll say. Let's try this again. I'm emotionally invested in Breath of the Wild characters, and Tears of the Kingdom wrecked me. That's fair. I hear there's a lot of time travel-y shit in those ones. Hey, it's Technicolorful. What's a shaking? What's happening? What's going on? The hoedown. What's going down? Actually, here is a question for those of you that are playing. Can I believe I got a 10 chunks? Oh, God. That plays perfectly into where I was going, Dan. It plays so well into where I was going. I was gonna ask those of you that are playing, what are some of your favorite parts out of it? Here's one of mine, and the fact that you brought up chunks is just fantastic. The fact that we have turned something like chunks and made it into a bit of an individual joke, more so with Chris. Right, so anytime that I come across like an empty packet of chunks, and if I'm in VC with Chris, I will mention it to her. And like we will sing the fucking the commercial when you're on Neon and you run past the shop and like they have the speakers blaring it there. We will sing that to each other in the chat. Like just how fucking ridiculous it is, right? Stuff like that. Just little shit like that. World building on that level just makes me so happy. Because you feel so immersed in it. Won't go into it because spoilers. Okay. Little situation down. I'm finding my groove again. Good. I'm glad to hear that. How's it going for me? I've been in a lot of pain lately, and I'm pushing through as best I can. I'm trying to dial even further back on some things, because it occurred to me that I was stretching myself incredibly thin, and while I should have been slowing down when I dialed back, I was not slowing down. I was trying to keep up the same pace that I was before, and it was not helping me. In fact, it was just making things worse, and I was just getting more and more frustrated at myself and the situation and everything else, because reasons, I guess. People have been making chunks food. I saw a couple of things on that. I think it's fucking awesome. It's hard to pick one. I'm gonna make Dan a chunk cake. I want a choco chunk birthday cake. I think that would be fabulous. You know you have to take pictures of it, right? But I mean, so, you know, think back to like Portal and shit like that. Right? And the whole cake is a lie thing, and people were making Portal cakes and whatnot, right? Like, you've got something here that is creating something that is inspiring people to do this shit outside of the game and do this in real life, because it's funny as hell. You know? Lots of pictures. Yeah. The cake is a lie. Um, yeah, lots of pictures. At Riffin's Portal like once a day. Nice. Nice. You are a terrible person. It says so right here. We weren't even testing for that. Oh, too funny. Actually doing a playthrough of Portal 2 right now. Such a good game. That is such a good game. I love it. Now your fat eyes have seen everything. What are we asking about? Our favorite parts and what? Well, I was talking about Starfield because right now the majority of us, not the majority of us, a good number of us are playing through Starfield right now. Right? So I was talking about how like in games like that where you get immersed right into it. And so this can, you know, it expanded into Portal and whatnot. This can apply to any game, honestly. Because there are so many good ones out there where the writing is so good and the immersion is so good, right? That you've got tiny little, not even tiny little, there are elements of it that just drag you right in, and things that you think are so amazing. Like in Starfield, for those who are not playing, they have got a food source called chunks, right? And they take like one of my favorite things, and something that I am collecting. Bioshock. Bioshock is another fantastic one. Gothic, what's up? I was Googling how to make fondant, actually. Hey, cool. One of the things I am doing right now is they have a brand of food in there called Canuck. CAN-UCK, right? Obviously focused on Canadian stuff, but it's Canadian food in a can, hence the CAN-. Right? So they have got double in a can. They have got poutine in a can. They've got all of these things like fucking, what is it? Pancakes and syrup or something like that in a can, right? So I'm going through every time I find one of those as a drop off a bad guy or something, or if I come across them when I'm checking out an outpost, I am collecting all of these. So it's either going to be on my outpost or in a house that I buy in the game there. I'm putting up a shelf, and I am putting up all of these Canuck items. I am collecting all of them. Maple soda in a regular can, not like a drink can, that's right. Where you have to take one of those can openers. Like, whenever I think of those, I think of evaporated milk. And the reason I think of that is because my grandparents used it on fucking everything, and my dad, to this day, still does that. The roof, the sky, and other than that, today has been a time skip. Fair enough. Pancake and syrups in a can. At least something I would do. But yeah, they have a food, it's called chunks, right? So it's like you can get anything you want in a chunk, right? A chunk of the food. Hey, speaking of chunks, Chris, I was just talking about our favorite in-game food, chunks. And the topic is some of the elements of a very immersive game that you just love. And the fact that you and I will like recite the Chunks commercial to each other back and forth in VC is hilarious. Right? And that I'm collecting all of the Canuck foods. But yeah, things like that in a game just make it feel so alive. It makes it feel lived in. Carnation is also when you and run out of milk. My dad swears by it, and you know what? I drank so much of that over the course of my life since I was like fucking big enough to drink. You know, that it has, and who knows? Maybe it's the texture and the tism is what it might be. But I find that it leaves a film on my tongue is one of the weirdest problems that I have with that. Right? So even using it as a coffee cream, I have a really, really hard time with it because it's that film that I feel it, I can taste it. A chunk of food, though. It's an artificially flavored nutrition. Yeah, think of it like it's gonna be like a Soylent Green Stitch. Yeah, think of it like, you know, a chunk of tofu or a chunk of Jello or something like that, but flavored like, you know, a burger or a steak or whatever, cheeseburger. It's fucking ridiculous. It is just ridiculous, and I love it. When was it that a game made you so happy to play? Oh, it has been a while. Like, okay, don't get me wrong, I love Elite Dangerous. I kind of miss Shoes, and I used to go hard on that. Okay, Elite Dangerous, for example, for a different reason. The fact that it is, to the best of its ability, scientifically accurate in its representation of gravity, distance, shit like that. That made me so ridiculously happy. Same thing in Starfield. The fact that they have two different methods of telling time. You got universal time, which is your standard Earth 24 hours, and then everything else has a different local time based on the rotational axis, or the axis rotation of the planet itself, right? So the local time on every other planet is going to be slightly different than what it is on Earth. The fact that they included something like that makes my nerdy space special interest brain just light up tickled. The fact that they put something like that into it. I'm sure they could have gone farther, and I'm sure that a lot of, conventional players or casual players or whatever would not have been able to like make that connection or been able to appreciate that connection. But holy fuck, do I appreciate it. And I'm sure Chris has heard me go off about it many times. I have the manual. I haven't read through it. You have the manual of what? Oh, the employee manual? Shut the fuck up. They have the employee manual? How have I not found this yet? Hate the aftertaste of artificial sweeteners. Trent's employee manual causing to get letting people find out what it is, though. Okay, Angie, where the fuck did you get the manual? I have to know. Dan, I don't know if that answered your question or not. And maybe it could be that for the first time in a long time, I was actually highly anticipating this game, which is something that... What game are we talking about? Starfield. It is very seldom that I actually anticipate a game. The next one that I have on my list that I'm really, really fucking looking forward to is that next open world Star Wars one. For obvious reasons, of course, right? But that's the next one that is on my list. It's a yellow book. Okay, I'm gonna have to find this. Might cause blood clots. People do. I think I've heard that. Open world Star Wars game. Yeah, you hadn't heard about this? I'm stunned, Angie, that you of all people have not heard about this. Of course, again, Star Wars game. Outlaws. It is called Outlaws. I found it in the Chunks factory. Is that in Neon? Because if so, maybe that's a place that I haven't investigated very well. I remember it being mentioned. Yeah, okay, check this out. We're going to... Actually, first things first. We're an hour in. We're going to do a self-care break. Then when we get back, we are going to... we're going to sit and watch the a couple of the trailers for Star Wars Outlaws, because that is the next one on my anticipation list, which is still, it's an easy year and a half, 2 years out, easy. I'll go throw a load in. Isn't that Dan's job? Giggity giggity. Anyway, I'll turn the light on in the meantime. All right, so let's do that. Self-care break. Go and get yourself some water or a snack, go to the bathroom, stand up, have a stretch, do what you need to do. But we're going to take a quick little break, and we'll be right back. Play, goddammit! It doesn't... This is why I love my Stream Deck. After these messages, we'll be right fucking back! Okily dokily. The kick being dumb for me. Yep. Yep. I hear that lots, Jamie. I hear that lots. Hey, remember, if you're watching on YouTube, please hit that like button for me. Help out Daddy Algorithm for me a little bit. Please and thank you. Love you much. Welcome back. Thank you very much. Alright, hopefully you guys were able to get a drink or a snack or whatever you needed. Heck half. Stupid thing. I'm going to move this over to here. Here's what I'm going to do. So that way I can open this up and not worry so damn much about the captions. Alright. Thank you very much, Dan. I appreciate that. Reminder that, yes, I'm trying to get a new replacement solid-state drive for my machine so that I can get all of my music and art stuff onto there so it doesn't crash in the middle of fucking doing something. At least it's not blue screening like a motherfucker anymore, which, hey, big thumbs up for that, which is awesome. Again, a big shout out to my brother Schuster McGee for helping me out on all of that. He has been paramount in helping me with that, which is great that he lives 8 minutes away now. Hey, I love that. But yeah, I'm trying to get a replacement so I don't need to use the M2 drive anymore. So yeah, if you can, or if you're feeling generous, or you know, you just want to help a squirrel out, exclamation donates all the way up there. Morning, fucker. Hey, how you doing? What is going on? What is a shaking? We're about to take a look at the it came out like 3 months ago, but it's the world premiere trailer of the Star Wars Outlaws game that's going to be coming out, because it is the open world game that I was saying that I am highly anticipating. It is the next game that, and thanks Dan for bringing this up, because we've been talking a lot about video games, because obviously that seems to be the thing as of late. But Dan had asked, when was the last time I had enjoyed playing a game this much? And for me, like I said, I think it was Star Wars The Old Republic. But this game here, Starfield, was the first time that I had actually been looking forward to and was anticipating the release of a game, which is why I bought the advanced copy of it. That, and I have the first expansion now. But yeah, this is the next one. It's going to be Star Wars Outlaws. Sorry, I've got that, like, fucking hair, and my mustache here is tickling my nose and it's driving me nuts. Anyway. But yeah, so I wanted to share... Whoop! I wanted to share the trailer here. Because Angie was saying that she was unsure if she had heard of it. But we're going to watch it all now. Because it's exciting and I like it. So let's do that.
These are dangerous times. At least that's what I hear. The Empire? They're everywhere.
I stole that from Rogue One.
But the world here belongs to the syndicates.
Just gonna pause that for a sec. This has also been Technicolorful. All right, thank you much for hanging out. Appreciate you. This is one of the first games since the contract with EA has been lapsed, so that Lucasfilm Games is now a thing again. Because after the acquisition from Disney, they just kind of abolished that, right? And there were so many games that could just kind of like hit the fucking scrap room floor. Is that it's Ubisoft? It is better than EA. That's all I got. It is fucking better than having EA try to get in there and nickel and dime every goddamn thing with their microtransaction bullshit. Honestly. Don't get me wrong, because they're behind Jedi Fallen Order and Survivor, are they not? If I'm not mistaken. And not Unity either. Well, I mean, it's still Disney in the House of Mouse, right? But the fact that Lucasfilm Games is a thing again is beautiful. Remedy has done really well. It was a Remedy? I couldn't remember. But yeah, with that whole fiasco with Battlefront and the microtransactions and the fucking old pay-to-win bullshit, right? Fuck you, EA. That's all I gotta say to you. Fuck you, EA.
If I want to survive, I have to play their game. Looks like I'm all in.
She's in here somewhere.
On second thought, I'm out.
There she is.
Yeah, I think it is.
I've been held back my whole life. And now, I just need a chance to finally be free. Wherever that takes me.
I'm here to offer you a way out, okay?
Get off my ship, Jalen.
Give me a chance. You're gonna have to trust me. It'll be dangerous, risky. But if you pull this off, you'll never look over your shoulder again.
The underworld shows no mercy. But it's a big galaxy out there, and I'm gonna risk it all.
Star Wars Outlaws, coming 2024.
Yeah. So it's supposed to be coming out next year, right? So they've got, like 10-minute gameplays and whatnot, like, 24 minutes of gameplay footage and whatnot. It looks fucking amazing so far. It looks fantastic. Fuck. Okay. You know why? Because I muted myself on the video, forgot to unmute. That's why. Anyway, thank you for that. They sold me with Alien Puppy. Yeah, as Angie said, it looks like an axolotl the size of a dog. But Big Galaxy, I guess now it's 2, ain't it? Actually, if you think about it, it's always been more than that, because think back to episode 2, and they mentioned the Rishi Maze, which is a dwarf galaxy, which is orbiting around their current galaxy. So there's that, right? But I get your joke. Anyway. Anyone read the rest of us? Not so much. I said furry axolotl and I love it. Yeah. I should show that to Jace is what I should do and get her 2 cents on it. Since she's the axolotl lover in the house. But of course it can't be a Star Wars game without cute little side creatures. Right? Obviously. And there are some people that shit on that, but shut the fuck up. George Lucas himself invented Star Wars for kids. So, eat it. Whatever. But yeah, that's your character. Your character is Kay. I don't remember their full name because I haven't dove into the lore a whole lot on that. But yeah, it's apparently going to be a full, yes, obviously it's going to have its storyline. But it's supposed to be an open world game. Which is just... Finally. Right? The closest we had to that was the Old Republic, kind of. Now, in fairness, I still have not played Fallen Order or Survivors, so I can't speak to those. I know that Druids was playing the shit out of them. I never got a copy of... Well, no, I got a copy of Fallen Order, but never played it. Oh, God, that's a whole executive dysfunction conversation right there. That's one of the topics that I use for describing executive dysfunction, is the fact that I've had Fallen Order on the PlayStation for 3 years now and have still never put it in the console. For as much as I want to. Wonder if it's going to be gender locked or not. And if it is, finally going to be Tomb Raider with gender locked female protagonist. Not enough of those. If it's going to be gender locked, like, are you hoping that it is, or do you want it to not be? Because in all honesty, I don't care that it's a female protagonist. Why would I? I don't give a shit. Like, one of the first female superhero badasses, in my opinion, was Princess fucking Leia. Hands down. She broke the damsel in distress mold that quick. Is it going to dysfunction in video games? Nope. Yeah, really. Always preferred non-gender lock games, but it's annoying with 90% of the games gender locking protagonists are male. I agree, right? Which is why I've got zero problem with, and I know that there's going to be a backlash and a whole bunch of feedback from people about the whole, Star Wars and their female protagonists and blah, 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 and a woke ideology, and shut the fuck up with all of it. Women can be fucking heroes too. It's true. Just because the vast majority of our world is centered around white men does not mean that females cannot be heroes too. So shut up about it. I want to make sure the computer doesn't have guts. The demands of Sims 3, which is full open world. Fair enough. But yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I'll play a female character. I'm playing a non-binary character in Starfield right now, for Christ's sake. Like, shut up. Like, my main characters in RPGs, and Nate can attest to this, because Nate has done the same. The vast majority were heroines. It's true. The vast majority of my main characters in MMOs have been female. Like, my original main character, Omi Kane, is female. Was a female elven, dragoon at the time in Final Fantasy XI. Ended up leading into, Taraya is yours, right? Omi Kane is my primary female lead in MMOs, in pretty much all role-playing games, right? Who ended up being my Sith Juggernaut badass, Queen Bitch of the Universe, I called her. Because she was as dark as the fucking dark side gets. Not a damsel in distress. I do my own saving. Thank you. I've always been opinionated. There you go. No, but Princess Leia broke that mold a long time ago for me. Proved that, here are two men that show up to rescue the damsel in distress, and she's the one who ends up leading them out. Taking charge of it. Being like, you showed up to rescue me in this fucking dumpster? What are you doing? A lot of guys play female characters in MMOs because MMOs tend to be third person, quote. If I have to stare at a character's ass, might as well be a girl's ass. Yes, I have said that myself too. However, more than that, I would much rather have the lore, the story, focused around this character. Right? I've got zero problem with that. All of my mains have been female characters. No problem with that at all. Once upon a time, I was writing a novel that had 2 female leads in it. Now, admittedly, that has been sitting on the shelf for a very long time, but... You're why Dan does dig with the garbage, like, because I've got arms too, huh? I mean, yes, that's true, admittedly. But... Well, I mean, at home here, for me, it's physical limitations that prevent me from doing a lot of shit, right? I can't go out and mow the lawn because, 1, I'm allergic to it, and 2, because my body cannot handle it. I can barely get down the stairs in my own house, right? So my wife and I have had to make many compromises over the past 3 years especially, because one of my main things that I had to do was doing the laundry, right? Which is 4 floors down. And I cannot do that anymore. I go down the stairs, if I can, if I have to, at an absolute minimum, I go down the stairs once a day to tuck Jaisa in at night. Aside that, if I don't have to go down the stairs, I won't, because I can't. It hurts too much, and I am very slow at doing it, right? It sucks. It absolutely sucks. It is fucking torture, and I hate it. And I hate the fact that I can't do a lot of these things. The main reason is because Jaisa. Because there are so many things that I want to do with her, and I can't do it. Or I have an incredibly hard time doing it. Heading to work and lurking. All right, V. For example, she's back in her singing class. And once every few months, they do a period where parents can come in and watch like the last 10-15 minutes of it, and you can see the progress that they've made. Okay, the staircase in the place that she does her classes in is torture. Is fucking torture on me. I dread the times that I have to do that. However, I push through it so that I can see her perform. But I mean, it is absolute torture. And the fact that my body is in this state now, and we don't know what's going on, and it just seems to be getting worse and worse, it's hard to fucking deal with. And I know I went off on a bit of a tirade the other day about this. There's a part of me that's apologizing for it, but a part of me that's not, because this is where I'm at. Take the heavy stuff because someone packed it. Yeah, it was too heavy. See, I still have a decent amount of upper body strength, right? When it comes to packing in groceries and stuff like that. I can take a couple of, some of the heavier bags. I got no problem with that. It's just they have to be balanced, and I have to make sure that I'm not going to fucking fall over, because my balance is shot. I guess I'm going to be throwing out food, blood clots, heart attacks. That's, I would double check the source on that, because I'm sure I'd heard it before, but I think that's something that you want to take a deeper look at. I don't want to go down nor up the stairs. Now I get why. The only thing I don't get is, well, yeah, for me, it's balance, too. It's not just the pain of trying to go up and down the stairs. It's also my balance, right? Because if I have a hard enough time if I stand up or if I turn too quickly, let's go with that. If I turn too quickly, I feel like my upper body keeps going, whereas the lower wants to stay planted, and then it's like, oh shit, gravity still works, So I have to make sure that I've got something to hang on to. The amount of times that I stand up, turn around, and almost fall on my face. Oh yeah, and it's not a matter of when I was on Dexedrine, where I would get vertigo and lose balance. No, now it's just I stand up and the upper body wants to keep going, and it's very, very hard to deal with, and it's fucking embarrassing in a lot of cases. Admittedly. But yeah, the hardest part for me is a lot of the things that I am not able to do with Jaisa. That's the hardest part for me. And the fact that, again, I feel like a goddamn burden around here because of my inability to do a lot of these things, right? And it sucks, and I hate it. And it brings me to the one thing that I did want to talk about today, which is, where is that one? There it is. I was looking up associations between chronic pain and ADHD, right? So from the National Library of Medicine, which again, if you're source hunting, this is one of the best ones that you can get, the National Library of Medicine. Make sure that you are always checking your sources, and this is a good one. So yeah, the chronic pain defined as pain lasting 3 months or longer, blah, 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 right? Where was here it is down here. Chronic pain and ADHD. Research suggests that ADHD is associated with increased pain perception. It's either increased pain perception or it's lowered pain perception, right? Or higher pain tolerance is one of the things that is associated, especially ADHD and autism. Drop that in resources? Sure. Actually, I can't, but I'll send it to you to do it. But yeah, with increased pain perception, the chronic pain reduces attention span, which, again, yeah, perfect. That's what I need. And that adults with ADHD have significantly higher prevalence of pain reports compared to the controlled numbers, right? So it was something I was looking into because, it's my life now. And we're at a point where we're trying to mitigate that as best we can, right? That's what the current deal with my doctor is we're not worried about there you go, Jamie. We're not worried about the diagnosis per se, because I don't give a shit about adding more letters to my name. I already have enough. We're more worried about mitigating the pain and dealing with that. Alex can skin his knee and keep going. Nolan skins his knee. Depending on the situation, we'll either mask it or have an emotional meltdown. Rooms can't be too dark or I lose balance and it's disorienting. Oddly enough, the dark rooms I always had a better time with. And I think that might have been because back when I lost my sight for a while, and essentially the first thing I did was teach myself, because I was afraid my sight wasn't coming back, I taught myself how to live like I was blind. Because at the time I was pretty much blind. But I was teaching myself Braille. I still, to this day, actually, am highly impressed at the fact that, like, my friends would come and take me out for coffee kind of thing, so I still had a social life. Need to focus on assignments. Talk to you later. Catch up with the Discord. All right, yeah, shoot me a message later. I'd love to catch up with you for a bit. But yeah, like, I would take... Oh yeah, you still DJ'd. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I totally did. Right? I continue DJing. I just had people handing me the CDs and putting them in the player for me and shit. But my mixing was fucking on point. Anyway, but yeah, I would the way I would set shit up, right? A coffee cup, I knew exactly where it was. I would have the sugar in a specific spot, so like I knew exactly where everything was. And then I had my one friend, Mandy, our one singer. She would constantly fuck with me and reach over and pull the spoon away. So I'd be looking for the spoon and start thinking I was going crazy. And she'd be giggling. And I'm like, you're a bitch. Or the conversation would go totally silent. But she would be sitting there like this for like 30 seconds. She wouldn't say a word, right? Conversation would go totally silent. And I'd be like, you're fingering me right now, aren't you? She's like, yep. Navigate dark room, no problems, probably from when I had the eye patch. Fun fact about pirates, if you didn't know. A lot of pirates wore the eye patches, not because they had problems with, not because they lost an eye or anything, but because from going up and down, above and below deck, that would help them they would just switch eye if they went under. So that way this eye was already desensitized to it for the dark. Bet you didn't know that. We were in the restaurant, and I had to go to the bathroom, and I came back quietly and sat down, and I said something, scared the shit out of you. Yeah. Yeah, I do remember that. I remember for a period, my hearing was getting so good that... I can't remember who it was. I think Mandy took me to a store or whatever, and I heard somebody that I knew across the store. It was fucking messed up. It was so messed up. I did know that, thanks to Mythbusters, yeah. Strengthen the lazy eye, gotcha. Oh, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, the only reason that's really fresh in my mind is because it was recently International Talk Like a Pirate Day. And when I was dropping Chase off at school, they were talking about it on the radio. And so I had to send to them the fact that pirates did not actually speak like that. That was something that Disney made up. And the same with a lot of the pirate attire. A lot of that Disney made up, right? Normal pirate attire was your normal sailor type of stuff. And they didn't talk with the yar, ho, har, Billy, that kind of shit, right? No, that was something that Disney made up for, like, Treasure Island, I think, way back when. Which was interesting to learn about. Anyway, if you didn't know that, now you know. The more you know. Knowing is half the battle. Where's my piano solo? I hear lyrics that no one hears what the lyric is. One factor other senses will heighten when one is down. That's right. So yeah, when I lost my sight for a while, my hearing was through the damn roof. Which, I mean, I kind of... Maybe that's what contributed to even more hearing damage in retrospect. Who knows? Like a pineapple under the sea. Sorry, the spelling there just fucking threw me right off. It's okay. It's just confused me. Because reasons. Quick reminder. Yeah, once again, hey, if you want to help a guy out, that'd be great. So I can get a new replacement solid-state drive and get rid of that M2 and not have to worry about it. Then have all my music and art stuff on it. So that way it works properly. Yay! My left eye is shit. I don't remember which... I think it's my right eye is a little weaker than my left is. Thanks, Dan. Yeah, I think my right eye is a little weaker than my left is. But I mean, my prescription is still very, very minor in the grand scheme of things. It's still like 1.75 or something, like negative, you know, I'm nearsighted. It's like negative 1.5, 1.75, that kind of thing. So it's still pretty minor in the grand scheme, but... So close. Oh, you guys. So I'm really hoping, and I have to double check my calendar for tomorrow. I know that I have got appointments coming up in the near future because why? Anybody who has a whole bunch of chronic problems, like many of us do, have got appointments and shit. I know I have my doctor's appointment on Wednesday where I'm doing a follow-up with him. Just need to double check. I don't think I have a therapist appointment for a while. Because I still owe for my last session, unfortunately, because my coverage ran out. Triple lens and eye patch just didn't work. Oh, yeah. But what I was thinking is, maybe if my body wants to cooperate, and I don't want to go making promises, because right now that is a thing that I am trying to prevent myself from doing, is promising things and then having myself spread so goddamn thin that I don't have the energy to do it. Hey, progress. Look at me. My therapist would be so proud. But if I can, I would love to. I really want to get another Starfield stream going. So I am hoping, maybe, just maybe, I'd be able to do that tomorrow, I hope. If my body wants to agree with me. So I'm not going to promise it, but if I can get my body to cooperate with me, maybe I can do that tomorrow, and then we can have a little bit of fun with that. But if I get a disability for it, it could essentially wake up one day and be blind, and so that's fun. I disagree. That is not fun at all. And thanks, Gothic, for the merch reminder. I do have some goodies in the merch. Learn to say, I'll try my best. I'll see what I can do. I can try. I say that a lot. However, the people pleaser in me, well, I'm pretty sure I don't need to tell this crowd what it's like to be a people pleaser. Yeah, there's that. And you guys know that I have, you know, I always want to give stuff back to you guys. What was the site again? Which site? Site for which? I had to remove. Yeah, I totally did. I totally removed the word promise because I can't. I cannot promise things. I refuse to promise things nowadays. Because I've met me. I know how I work. I just know that I will do the best of my ability. And especially knowing that my physical ability is going to play a major role in that. Yeah. Up to that, I don't know what you're talking about. Exactly. But it's also disappointing. Because as a neurodivergent people pleaser, right? I promise not to make a promise. Hey, there you go. Ah, Dragon 7K. What's up, my friend? Is that the site you said? Yes. I sent the link to Jamie Hopefully Jamie can put that up in resources for us in the Discord. If you do, Jamie, can you tag Heather in that so that she can find the link? Please and thanks, my friend. But yeah, as a neurodivergent people pleaser, because that's what a lot of us have been trained to do our entire lives, right? So you want to be able to do these things, and you guys know me, I'm all about giving shit back, right? So I want to do music. And I apologize to anybody who's on the Patreon that I haven't posted on there in a while. I'm sorry. I'm trying. Doing good. Just waiting for my DoorDash order. Nice. What'd you get? I want to know. I'm nosy. Tell me what you got. But yeah, and I know a lot of you are going to say, don't worry about it. I get it. But of course, the people pleaser and the fact that I want to give a bunch of shit back to you guys, right? Like the rave. It pisses me off that I had computer problems and had to push it off by damn near a month. Almost. The fact that, and these are things that are out of my control. I accept this, right? Blue screens from hell and a hard drive that keeps failing is out of my control. I get that. It just fucking annoys the hell out of me. The fact that I have not been able to do these things to give you guys stuff, to make it worth your while, right? For being on the Patreon or whatever. It's just, it eats at me that this fucking thing here, which again is why I'm doing this, has been so problematic that I haven't been able to do much. I'm gonna say, don't worry about it. No, I'm gonna whip your ass. Stop apologizing for being. Fuck you. Pantai Boba and Lumpia. I have no idea what Lumpia is. Already done with my college stuff and ready for the next week. Nice. Good. Turkey pumpkin pie and a rave all in one weekend, so I'm happy with it. Fair enough. No, that's something that, and again, with the whole game and being involved in that, and I will admit I've invested more time in the game than I should have been working on the rave stuff. But basically, spring rolls. Gotcha. So yeah, that's something that I again am going to try to work on this week, because I do have a short list of things that I want to put together for it. But yeah. And the fact that so many of you guys had help with Shoes moving, we did that fundraiser. Hard disagree. Take your word for it. Taking time for yourself, how dare you? I know, right? Right, but I mean, the fact that you guys had, contributed to helping Shoes move and whatnot, so I did promise. And, I hate, and that's something that I do promise, the very few times, is, yes, we will do a rave. I just, computer fucking kind of fucked me on that one. It said this month is canceled because Starfield and complacent go to the black hole room. There you go. Wouldn't it be nice if it was just that easy all the time, right? God, that'd be so nice. Anyway. Oh, I'm really enjoying this conversation we're having today. Mostly a lot of the game stuff, because again, gaming is life and I love it. And if you're watching on YouTube, make sure you smash that like button for me, please. You have not put in more time into the game than you should have. Self-care is fucking important, and you haven't needed it. Rave could wait until you're able. I mean, did you mention the new channel? I did mention the new channel, but we will mention it again. I had asked Shoes because it came up in conversation. It was me and Chris and Dan, I believe, that were chatting in VC about it, about our screenshots and taking pictures and stuff. And so I asked Shoes if he could put up a channel for us. And we can, for those of you who are playing the game, who want to share your screenshots, no spoilers, please. But if you have an amazing scenic photo of, you're standing on a moon and you can see like the fucking, the main planet in the distance and it's like all the rings and all its glory and it just looks beautiful and amazing. If you have a screenshot like that and you want to share it, we now have a channel to do so. So please, I encourage you, if you have some awesome shots of like, your character in a badass armor, or not armor, but spacesuit, with the exception of one, because spoilers. But if you have like that amazing bounty hunter armor, armor is just default. It's armor, but it's not really armor. It's a spacesuit. Anyway, you know what I'm saying. If you've got a shot of your character in like a badass pose or something, you want to show off your brand new ship, take a screenshot, do it, and share it with everybody. I'll die on this hill because mostly I'm not making the trek back to myself because back hurts too much. That's fair. Which, you know, we just had the conversation about the stairs. It's an armored spacesuit. There you go. Thank you. It's our default to say armor, isn't it? Right? Because that's what we've gotten used to. It's just your character's armor. I mean, it's not wrong. It's just not accurate. But yeah, please, for anybody who's playing the game, share those screenshots. I want to see them. If you have some amazing scenic photos, I love them. I adore them. You know, my space nerd just like... Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, there's that. I like the one that PBM shared their character. Did... Dan, did you... Oh no, Polar Bear Mama. Mama, did you share one in a picture? I haven't looked yet today, so I'll have to look. I got mug pics. Hey, there you go. Not gonna lie, the timing on after I posted my GIF and Choose mention. I mean, shit, I did fuck up because it was literally the promo pic. Well, I mean, the promo pic, it's publicly released. Everybody knows that. But it's not lost to you how much planetary wildlife and insect. Yeah, that was something, again, Chris and I were talking about. The giant, like, they're like a cross between a giant praying mantis and like a moth or a butterfly or a fucking whatever. It's just, they're weird. And they're everywhere. Those sons of bitches are everywhere. Sorry, I'm just now I'm just grooving. Yeah. Giant fruit flies. Yeah. One of my favorites is Chaos. I was talking with Chaos about this, and they were saying about how, you know, the raspberry jellyfish, we were calling them for a bit, right? So I'd actually seen them, and I zoomed in on one and got the name of it and sent a pic to Chaos. But yeah, the raspberry jellyfish. My overthing is I haven't shared my character because I can't forget about the screenshot. The screenshotting my screen? Okay. If you get yourself into, you know, a decent little pose, you press escape and then go into photo mode, and then you alter it all there. You can choose like an orbital view so you can go around your character. You can have free camera so you can kind of go up, down, zoom around a bit. Or you can have your character do a selfie. Shit like that. Hey! Waltz in like she's been here the whole time. Hi, Nadia. The Miller whales, though. I don't think I've seen the Miller whales. Or maybe I have. Maybe, I don't know. Then there's like the giant-ass dragonfly looking things, and they're so cute. I don't think I've seen them yet, to be honest with you. I don't know. Well, like I said, this iteration, can I find a picture? Please, if you can find a picture, share it in the Starfield, in that channel. I got none of that. Maybe you show me later. Yeah, I'll show you later. Sure. But shit, I just lost my train of thought. Talking about Miller whales, floating ass beads. Well, that's a thing now, I guess. The floating ass beads. All right, perfect. Gross, but perfect. Three balls on a string. I don't know. Well then, yeah, derailed. Hard derailed. Oh well. It happens. And here we are. This is where we're at now, talking about flying anal beads, I guess. And these Miller whales. I've not seen the Miller whales. Oh yeah, I was saying that, yeah, because on this on this iteration, welcome to Starfield, it's like the server, but not. On this playthrough, I'm going to be doing a lot more exploring, right? So maybe I will. Okay, cool. Oh, I got to see this. All right, let me see. That's a Miller whale? Have I seen those before? I may have. I don't think I have. Specific. Again, I hadn't been paying a ton of attention to it prior, right? Because I was just like power through. But now I'm going to be paying a lot more. I was trying to see if I disabled the settings in Discord for @mentions. So I go, just confirm he is gifted in math, has issues handwriting and holding pencils. Holding pencils is overrated, especially the way that they try and force you to do it. That is indoctrination right there. A whale with anal beads. Got legs like a millipede and they look like whales. I mean, fair enough, if that's not their name, whatever. But again, they're also not called flying raspberry jellyfish either, but here we are. That's what Chaos and I call them, is the raspberry jellyfish. And yeah, you can see I'm trying to catch the little no-see-ums, fucking fruit flies. Just waiting on the official paperwork. Nice. Nice. The big roly-polies. If anything, Heather, they will be... don't you guys start. It will be in like the help desk or the mental health section, and it'll be under resources. The Miller whales are called Miller whales. Well, son of a bitch. Look at that. Mellow whales. No, Millie whales. Yeah, what? Fuck, whatever. Goddamn captions. I hate those bastard thing fruit flies. Yeah, me too. I tagged them. Okay. Yeah, maybe Heather's got it disabled. Hey, how you doing there, you little dork? Zvomtek, what's up? Yeah, I know that captions. Fuck them. They're always ridiculous. Silly ass captions. Alright, I actually have my my curtain pulled back, so there's a little bit of natural light in here. And now there's a little bit of light going onto my second screen, so I couldn't see what was on there. I'm pirating music at the moment. Well, I mean, at least you're admitting it. Fair enough. Now picturing a doped out whale. Marshmallow whales. Hey, there you go. There you go. Too funny. But yeah, back to the kind of topic, I guess, that, yeah, having too good a time. Having a fantastic time playing the game, and I'm looking forward to doing more of it, and hopefully we can share a bit of an adventure this week with our Scurious Chaos the 13th character. I got attacked by one. Oh, wow. No, I'm going to be doing a lot more exploring on this playthrough. So, hopefully, I can find a lot of these things and do a lot more surveying and shit. As Shust calls it, the boring part. You mean being off topic? Pfft, topic. Shots in crotch. What was I trying to say when that happened? Shots in crotch caption. Oh, that was what I was doing the Herald run, wasn't it? Because yeah, I pulled down a copy of that video and I was editing it. That's not the boring part. They're having to go around just collecting shit for the sake of collecting it, no real purpose. Fair enough. You have to be on topic to be on topic? No. Fucker came out of nowhere. Perfect. There you go. Socks and Crocs. That's what it was. That's what it was. Or it was saying shocks right? Because when you do Harold, you don't go for the full S. Shocks, right? It was the way, it's the way you purse your lips. You're talking about shocks. See? And it says shocks. Yeah, because I actually started working on an edit for that. I just, I needed to cut some time, cut a couple of things out of it and just master the audio on it. That was all I had to do. And find a good song in the background for it, which I think I did. So yeah, I'm going to put that clip up on YouTube specifically. Just as one of the stream clips. Because, I mean, that's funny as shit. Let's admit it. Why wouldn't you wear socks with Crocs? I'm not currently, but that's only because while I am a forever socks kind of guy, I also cannot, I have a problem bending down and putting them on. So there's that. Which is why, as of late, I have been living the sock-free lifestyle. And a part of me is in sensory overload nightmare because of it. But, again, here we are. So, no socks here in Whoopi. I mean, fair enough. Right now, physically, I'm no socks as it is. Unless I have to leave the house, in which case, I prefer not to wear these things out in public. Because they're just uncomfortable. But in my other shoes, I have to have socks. Because otherwise, again, sensory drives me nuts. Up the damn wall. Bare feet and less than boots. Okay. Slippers. I don't have any because the last pair of slippers that we got in this house, Sabine ate them. Are you surprised? Shouldn't be. Fucking Sabine. Not Savannah, Sabine. Goddamn thing. And, speaking of Sabine, hey, I'm looking forward for the next episode. That's all I'm going to say about that. All right. Well, I see we're coming up on the 2-hour mark. I have no idea. I got no idea how it did that. Lost my surprise face a while ago. Fair enough. I don't like removing my socks to let the toes get air. Fair enough. I generally don't either. Although down here for some fucked up reason people wear socks. Socks and flip-flops. That's an entirely different conversation. Anywho. Yeah, we're coming up on the 2-hour mark, and you know what? Instead of the self-care break, I'm just going to call it because I'm starting to hurt. So we're going to wrap it up. I want to thank all of you for being here on this happy Sunday. Another quick reminder to you, if you can, that'd be great. Help a guy out and get my replacement solid-state drive so I can get rid of this M2 drive. If you can, fantastic. If you can't, I still love you. Mwah. So in the meantime, I will see you guys in the Discord. I make no promise. We will see if we can get some gaming in tomorrow. That'd be great. But I love all of you. Thank you all for being here. I appreciate all of you more than you really know. It's true. I go off about that quite often, about how much I appreciate all of you guys. So drink your water, take your meds, be kind to you, and I will see you guys very soon, provided my body wants to cooperate with me. Wish me luck. But yeah, I'll catch you guys in the VCs, all right? Take care.
I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker. I killed it, it's murder, go crazy, berserker.
I killed it. I killed it. I killed it.
I killed it, it's murder.